Summer is approaching and we want those perfect glowy bases for pictures and just everyday look. So I will be using this combo here, which I found out after I purchased this that it's a Hailey Bieber combo. It was popular like in 2024. I did not know. So I'm gonna do a pump. I actually don't know how much she did. And then we'll do the Rhode a bit. And you know Miss Hailey Bieber is the queen of glowy makeup. So I want to get better at taking pictures for Instagram is actually kind of a very intimidating thing to do. Am I alone or do you agree? Something that I do want to get better at, because you know you want to document life. You're never going to be as young as you are today. We're all going to age, and our looks and our youth is just going to go away. And it's natural, and we should be, you know, taking that. We should be enjoying life to the fullest. So that is the base of my foundation. The reason this caught my attention is because I've been wanting something that gives me a glow but also doesn't get too tacky, because I don't like that super goopy, like dewy feeling on my skin. I want my makeup to kind of be settled a little bit but not completely dry. So I thought this would be perfect because it's not tacky at all. It really absorbs into your skin pretty quickly. When doing a glowy look, you don't really want too much of a full coverage, at least in my opinion. You want something that's like a natural glowy. So I think the Kylie Cosmetics, just a skin tint of any sort will be good. This one's really nice. I really like the skin tint. I have a few. This is one of the top ones I like. I find that it doesn't crack or separate too much throughout the day. And just going to use my flat brush and just do this here. Like I was saying, I really want to start posting on Instagram, documenting life for myself and just to share. I have an Instagram and it's actually linked to this, but I think I'm going to make a completely new one, because what's wrong with starting over? So that's the base. And I feel like it's thin enough to see any type of small imperfection through your skin, but it's also enough coverage, in my opinion. Next is bronzer. And bronzer, we're going to use this Chanel bronzer, and I have the 390, the lightest shade. We're just going to go in and grab some of it. I like to bring it into like this area of my eye and then bring it up obviously into your forehead. Just going to blend that out in just a second. But now that I'm talking about starting over, in the last couple of years I made a vision board. And in this vision board I had so many goals I wanted to accomplish, and I'm still accomplishing them. They're still there. The goals I didn't get to accomplish one year, they're just transferred over, you know. I had this one quote that I got from Pinterest. We love Pinterest for inspiration and stuff. I used a picture. I printed out a picture that said, "Attending the funeral to my old self." You can forever evolve. You don't ever have to stick to one thing forever. You can always try something new. When it comes to trying new things out, I'm talking about things like I get to try on YouTube, and this is just my little cozy corner of the world. Nobody in my life really knows I make little silly videos on the internet. I don't post about it on Instagram. I don't post about it really pretty much anywhere. But I think that it's just time that you really like get a hold of what you really want to do and then just go crazy. Imagine being 80 years old. Imagine being 80 years old and then you like look back at yourself and you never tried the things you wanted to try because of fear. And because of fear of what the people around you are gonna think. Like, come on, are you serious? Because I am the most chicken person you can think of. I streamed on Twitch 2 years ago and I haven't done it again because I'm scared. Of what? I don't know. Hopefully this summer is your summer and it's my summer and it's everybody's summer, you know? And it just keeps going from there. I hope my friends win. I hope I get to win. I hope you get to win. I hope we all get to win. But if you don't try, then how will you know? Alright, so next step is, let's do concealer. Let's do the House Labs concealer. I like to switch them around a little bit. Not too much. I typically don't. In the last couple of videos I mentioned that I don't put concealer. But we'll put it on today. Just to add a little bit of brightness around that area. Let's do this side here. Our goal this year is to try things that we usually wouldn't try. But yes, back to the quote. Attending the funeral of my old self. And then that's just like from one day into another, you just turn into that girl. You know the Marilyn effect? Have you ever heard of the Marilyn effect? So it was something that people talk about she did. And it was basically her just turning on the Marilyn persona. Not necessarily to say like, oh, you must be fake. Like, don't not be fake. But like, when you want to be seen, when you want to be present, I guess, you just show the world like, here I am, I'm confident and I'm big. Like, my persona is big and I'm not going to shrink myself for anybody. Not, especially not you. You know? I guess somebody was with her one day and they were hanging out and nobody noticed that she was Marilyn Monroe. I don't even think she was dressed up really like what you'd expect Marilyn Monroe to be dressed up as. And she's like, look, watch this. And she just completely shifted her attitude. I'm assuming it's her attitude that changes everything. And people were like, oh my god, it's Marilyn. And it's like, all you have to do is just don't shrink yourself. Be present. Be happy to be present. So do the things you want to do now. Alright, so this is where we're at so far. The eyelashes I have are actually clusters. I'm trying clusters out because I don't want to pay for someone to do my eyelashes because it's just too expensive. I don't even have my nails done. Please don't look at them. If they're crusty looking, I apologize. But my next goal in life is to just go crazy, have fun, try new things, and not care what people think about me. Because one day I'll be old and I will regret not doing the things I want to do. The next step, we're going to set the face a little bit. For setting my under eyes, I like to use this one size powder because it's so thin. I don't really feel it under my eyes and I don't think it dries out my under eyes too much. I'm going to use the Kosas Breezy Cloud Set, and I like to set mainly this area of my face right here because the pores on my skin really bother me. But you know what? They're there and they're gonna show through because that's what skin does. It's just skin. I just kind of set it here because I like to add shine to my cheeks, and sometimes that can make your pores stand out just a little bit because it bounces light off the skin. If you have different levels, like your pore is a different level than the surface. I don't know how to explain it, but you know what I'm saying. If you also add these products to your skin, it's just you're gonna be be noticeable, but some products can help you be a little bit smoother, a little bit more airbrushed or whatever. This is supposed to be a glowy makeup look. We're gonna keep it that way. Let's go in with the Hourglass Ambient at Night blush. This one here, and I like this blush because it almost gives like a sunburnt effect, and obviously if we're trying to look glowy and summer ready, then this blush is perfect for that. And my blushes, I've been kind of liking the idea of bringing them pretty high up here. I want to bring some down my nose as well, and here on the kind of like this area here, and just a little bit just around my face, so it kind of just melts together. For bronzer, I think I will use this bronzer here. I purchased this during the Sephora sale and I've been really liking it. It's a dual. It has a Petal blush and then it has the Biscuit bronzer, the powder form. So I'm going in with that Biscuit bronzer, and it's pretty pigmented, so not picking up too much. I think sometimes it's hard for our friends or family or just people around us to be happy when we want to try something new. And it doesn't necessarily mean that it's because they're hating or they're jealous. That could be a reason, because if they're too afraid to try something that you're willing to try and then just see where it goes, and they're not willing, then they can just feel like some type of jealousy that just shows itself as judgment. Or the person can also feel fear for you. It could be like, well, are you sure? What if it doesn't work out? What if you can't sell your art? Or what if you can't X, Y, and Z? Like, it's very hard. I don't know anybody who's done it. So it doesn't necessarily mean that they're jealous, but it could like I said, it could also be fear out of like what comes after if you don't succeed in whatever you want to try. And we're gonna use this Westman blush, tinted highlight, sorry. And this is in the color Peau de Rose. And it's such a pretty highlight. I've been really liking it recently. It's not the cheapest. So if you have an alternative for something that looks the same as this, where it's like highlight type, let me know, because I am interested and I'd like to share that if it's more affordable, because this was not the most affordable thing, realistically. If you've been in my other videos, you know how much I love this thing. It's pretty beat up, like the little metals hanging out. In some time it's not going to close anymore, and I kind of, it's been around, and I really enjoy this type of blush, so this was right up my alley. And it's perfect for a glowy summer, unfortunately. I really want my under, like this area, to be glowy. We're going to use this Judy Doll palette, and I'm going to get this color here, but I will just add it to like this area here. See if it makes a difference. So this is where we're at so far. We're almost done. Obviously not having to put on eyelashes or adding mascara helps a little bit. I picked this up recently and it's in the electric brown Chanel liner. I'm really liking this. Sure, let's try it out. It's a little bit chunkier than I expected. Actually really pretty. I would probably make it a little thinner next time, but here we are. Kind of just went in, so that's okay. Let's go in with some of this Rare Beauty highlight. Makeup is fun. Get into makeup. Make makeup. I guess if you're here, you're already into makeup. Look how cute I made this. When I went to Chanel to buy a couple makeup products, they gave me this cute Chanel bag, and I was trying to organize my makeup, and I didn't know where to put my brushes. I use the same ones, but I do have some more, so I just placed them all in here. I thought it was cute. Manifesting some Chanel for my future self. Chanel bags. Chanel stuff. I love Chanel makeup. It's an issue. Anyway, I always end up making these videos way too long. Why do I feel lost? Like I don't know where to do next. Let's continue. Let's do some twist. This is the Rhode Beauty twist. These will not last you all day in place because it's like a smudgy type. So make sure that you will have to reapply it. But it's still really nice. It's easy to throw on. I could literally just leave it like that. I wouldn't even care. But we're going to add NYX Nude Pink in the middle. And to top it off, we're going to use this here. I just picked this up. I went back and forth as if to buy it or not. But I did buy it, and I bought it in Rose. This one here. Chateau Rose. Because how are you going to be glowy and not have a lip gloss on? Doesn't make any sense. We're going to set our skin. I will use this Say Beauty set. That smells really nice. One thing I do think we should all do is read. We should all read. Actually, I'll show you the books that I have right now that I'm trying to read. I've been procrastinating. Oh my god, words. So the 3 books. So actually, there's a 4th one. There's a 4th book, but it's downstairs for me. But I have to read these. I started Stoner, this one. I started it. I liked it so far. Then I have Frankenstein, this one here. I'm trying to get into classics, you know, I'm trying to evolve my vocab because it kind of sucks. And in Spanish and English. And then I got this one, of course. And I have to get to reading and get smarter, you know. Alright, the hair is done. And I guess this is my glowy look. I hope you like it. I will list everything I use in the description down below. If you have any ideas as to what you'd like to see from me, let me know in the comments down below. And go ahead and like and subscribe if you would like to see more of my videos. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next week. Have a good rest of your day.